We're taking a closer look into the case against Casey Anthony tonight and all that was released today by the state: pictures, audio recordings, and videos. There's a video actually of private investigators searching for clues that could have led them to missing Kaylee. News 13's Jacqueline Fell is joining us from the newsroom with what was on that tape.
Ebeth, it was taken on a handheld camera, like one that you would use on Christmas morning. In fact, there's stuff on that tape that doesn't even appear linked to the case. But the part that is a search for Kaylee, or at least I'm looking for clues. It shows us from another vantage point what the surroundings were like before Kaylee's remains were actually found. But it might even bring up more questions than answers. Kaylee Anthony's remains were found in a wooded area near the Anthony's home in December. Media reader Roy Kronk first reported finding the remains in August. Since then, we know that private investigators and thousands of volunteers also searched for the missing toddler. Today, the state released video of a search by private investigators hired by the Anthony family.
This is the private investigation team of Dominic Anthony Casey and James Hoover of DNA Private Investigations, Longwood, Florida.
They're searching outside the Anthony home and in a wooded area. There's obvious cuts throughout the 26-minute video, including what appears to be unrelated video. They say this video was shot in November. Nothing ever turned up. Now, Texas EquuSearch, a volunteer search group, also held several searches for Kaylee. But they said a lot of the area in November couldn't be searched because it was underwater or the brush was too thick to pass. They released these aerial pictures just a few weeks ago, saying they were from the first week in November. Founder Tim Miller and his attorney Mark Niejames say it shows the area where Kaylee's remains were found were underwater. The video from the PIs does show thick brush, but it looks to be walkable. There doesn't appear to be any proof of date when these pictures or this video were taken, but it does show two different terrains. There's certainly contradictory accounts of this area and who searched it and when it was searched. A former spokesperson for the family at one point even told us that the area had been searched dry, had been searched wet, and everywhere in between. She went on to say that EquuSearch searched that area twice. We now know that not to be true. In the newsroom, Jacqueline Fell, News 13.